Photoshop had not been developed, but largest woman bodies in Victorian art were efficaciously airbrushed, normally colored by men as idealized objects of beautiful. Annie Swynnerton saw things otherwise, and blazed a path for women artists. While she was selected to the largest exceptional community in UK artwork, the King Academia, RA, it was a men-only clubhouse. It was 1922 and she was the first female to accede with the Academia's basis 154 year over. In reality, it had undertaken the RA so length to let Swynnerton in how she was 77 by the period she was acknowledged, and largest men relinquished their official position at the age of 75. The Manchester-born painter was just acknowledged following advocacy by more than renowned man admirers of her job. Though later she was not permitted to be a complete term, she was just done and connect term. By how period, Swynnerton had been utilized to face existing barriers in the year of her artwork, indicating how she had fought and incurred for acceptance. I include had to fight so difficult, she told in 1933, soon up her die. Thou view, while I was youthful, female could not color, or so it was told. Same planet believed how and did not wish the job of female, yet genuine, yet nice, she added. Swynnerton's ability, and her part in reaching several acceptance for women artists, is creature famous following many decades of ignore. Manchester Art Balcony is production the first complete trade show of her job with 1923, the year following she united the RA. Rebecca Milner, a supervisor at the balcony, says down there was a lot of superstition in the deceased Victorian time, while Swynnerton was hard to hammer her career. Down there was suspect how women artists weren't able of large intelligent mind and they wouldn't be capable to courier big ideas in their job or color in the identical way as men, Milner says. Lady Laura Cavalier, who in 1936 became the first female to be a complete term of the RA, one day told, "We female who include the nice luck to be unborn after rather than Mrs. Swynnerton income by her accomplishments." All female achieving the heights in the penalty arts had been nearly unidentified before Mrs. Swynnerton came and ruined downward the impeding of superstition. Swynnerton florid superstition not fair for her sort but as well for her lifelike, unromanticized picture of woman bodies, that was sacked by such who privileged flawless classic imagination. She could not though research lifetime figure in Britain. Women students at Manchester High School of Art were just permitted accessing to draped figures, so she passing to Rome and Paris to do so. In 1879, furious by the failure of Manchester Academia of Penalty Arts to recognize female, Swynnerton and her boyfriend Isabel Dacre set their own associate. The Manchester community of female painters detained exhibition and art classes, consisting lifetime figure, for 5 years, before the Manchester Academia of Penalty Arts relented and recognized female on an equivalent basis to men. Rebecca Milner says, down there is a nearly 10-year struggle during Manchester while these female are hard to break down downward such impeding for learning and they ultimately reach their purpose. Swynnerton's art was twisted in militancy and policy. She signed the proclamation in favor of females' electoral right in 1889 and led the Artists' Electoral Right League chapter of the Females' Crowning Parade in 1911. Her precise-eyed, freelance-minded depictions of her topic appealed to comrade artists and members of the electoral right motion. Several purchased her pictorial, Time Other, Love suffragist lead Lady Millicent Fawcett, sat for portraits. These networks of female were support every some to roller their attempts to be professionals in their selected spheres, Milner says. Swynnerton's fair depictions of the woman flesh separated view. Reviewer Frederick George Stevens found the woman drawing in 1890's Cupid and Psyche to include rough and blubbered features. Her body is out of the sweets, uniformity or cleanliness of youthful, he told. But the art magazine's Claude Phillips told Psyche's body has a specific trembling fact not to be found in lot renderings of the naked by modern UK artists. In spite the different opinions, Swynnerton's repute grew. John Artist Sargent purchased 1907's Oreads, that led him to announce the painter of the big contemporary painters. Artist Sargent was amongst her supporters while she was at first designated for the King Academia in 1914. Swynnerton's following appointment came in 1920, and she was done and connect term at the tertiary try 2 year after. With Swynnerton's breakout, things include excited striker slow. Present, 28% of King Academicians are female, although 44% of such selected in the recent 10-year include been female. For copy, 20% of the art at the Whitworth balcony in Manchester is by female, in a drawing of 35% at Tate Contemporary. It has undertaken 95 years for a new Swynnerton trade show to be staged. How is mostly since social galleries just begun purchasing her job following she was selected to the RA lot. Some Victorian female are yet missed. A lot of women artists of how general include incurred in the identical path, Milner says. We're rather happy how a sensible sum of Swynnerton's job kept in social collections, she adds. Annie Swynnerton, Art Lighting and Expect is at Manchester Art Balcony before January 6, 2019.